Okay, so we are back on. Thank you for bearing with me, those of you who stayed online. Those of you who just joined to send some submissions and watch us crash out. That was not an intentional way of clearing the queue. Let me just try to get everything functioning again. As you can see, we actually did manage to crash out of that level and hit the game over screen. I don't know if that was properly recorded. So what we will do is we will see who is still connected. I do realize that people need a moment to get back in if they rewarded it. Like, I don't know if you actually saw the game over come up, but we did in fact get that. Yeah, so Ogner07, you do not lose anything other than your checkpoint in the middle of the level when you die in Worlds mode. However, for the purposes of this stream, I do tell people that I only play until the game over. Until I, of course, continue some other days. So, let me just check the list in the queue right now. Thankfully, I believe you were next, and it's nice that you are still here. I totally understand if some other people who saw me crash out just have had to leave instead of put up with that, but I do intend to get through everybody who has graciously stayed. So, let me see if I need to kind of admit defeat with that one for now, but we will be back to continue it some other day, I'm sure. Hopefully the issues will not persist. This is probably the worst that connection problems have been on my stream since I started doing this. Like, we have dealt with one or two interruptions before, but not quite so constantly, so yeah, if you are you, and I will get to you. That level has a 1% clear rate. Okay, so that seems in line with my experience on it. Like, if it required an average of 100 attempts, makes sense that it would burn about 40 lives on it. Possibly 50. No, that was the previous code. Sorry, that's Y X W E U J 2 T F. Yeah, so unfortunately, because of the way that we've kind of been waylaid by the disconnections today, and the fact that we're already running a bit over time, like I said, I do intend to get through everybody who is already queued and who is remaining in the channel. The amount of time I spend will probably come out to something a little less than usual, but since we are beginning with a level with a fairly high clear rate from Ogner, will hopefully not be a problem. Let me make sure that my Switch is actually still connecting properly, because it seems to have some trouble loading some of the previous screens today. That is not a good sign if we can't see the artwork. There we go, there's the artwork for Pipeline Plumbing Generator Fix. So this is a course from September, and a critter infestation. The elevator key is in the shed. Fix the generators now. Oh, top 10 on Super Expert, very nice. Okay, we are back in business. Sure, people will be very confused as to why a stream that started 1 minute ago is already closed. But you folks who have loyally stuck by through all the disconnections thick and thin know exactly why. So here's a little bit of a space station level. I see there's that big coin column on the right that suggests some kind of drop. Blue platforms here are very much here for aesthetic purposes. Let's check this side. 30 coin. Don't see a way to get up there, but maybe there was a progressive Tanuki suit that we missed. Don't see a way to get up here either. Oh no, there we go. That gives us enough height. Mushroom, yeah, must have been something progressive. We needed a E. Oh, that drops the claw. Okay. Here's a little scroll break here. Certainly looks like it. I see. So we need to do a bit of a claw swing once the burner lets us. Okay. Very near thing. And then we should get past this wiggler that's in the sewage tunnel. I think it's a sewage tunnel. Oops. Yeah, nice to have a relaxed aesthetic level. Always a school of design that is appreciated here. Okay, so we don't actually need to hit the dry bone star. No, we can make that height. And we'll make this as well, and... Okay, mushroom, not a tanuki. So I kind of wonder about that 30 coin on the left, but I suppose it has something to do with the claw release? No. Not? Okay. Seemed a little bit risky there, but we... Oh. We'll have to deal with the wigglers in the sewage tunnel again. Nope. That one guy. Sliding would make them easier, yes, that's true. I have to kind of remember what the sliding interactions are sometimes. Can't say I actually used them that often in spite of the introduction of slopes in this game. So some slide interactions often catch me by surprise, especially when you can use some of that slide momentum to carry a sliding state up a ramp, for instance. Continue to damage enemies. So it looks like there will be a key door here, and that we might have to navigate back and forth. Whoop. Like, go down there, and probably, I think that's got to do something with that scroll break that we saw on the right side, that eventually we'll be going right to left through that scroll break, and that will kind of do something interesting for us in terms of taking us back to the key door once we have the key. Pretty sure that's what's going to happen, and perhaps we'll even see a Tanuki leaf later. That will explain that 30 coin we saw early. This one? Oh, that's a fire flower, okay. We'll take the power of fire. And, okay, that's a little decorative midpoint. Telling me something about the house, perhaps. Yeah, we got a bone shell here. We'll just let things drop and we'll ride it down and not get 10 coin. We'll hit that switch, get out of here, get out of here. See how high it takes us, okay. Nuke that guy. And go on, go on. Just be a little bit cautious here. Oh, there's a key, or at least a signifier for a key, and here's a house. Which I guess enforces keeping the bone shell up to this point. Or am I just misreading? I'm misreading a door. Never mind. Mushroom platform, not a wall. Enter the house. What's going on in the house? It's kind of like a swamp factory thing. Got a 50 coin on the left, key to the right, on our switches. Let's mobilize them. Oh, I see. So I should probably jump up to move swamps. And I eventually need to... Ah, no, you used a bone shell ability. You used bone shell invincibility to go through the belts in the correct direction. It's gotta be what it is. Oh, come on. There we go. Assuming I can get through this claw segment, that is. And then we stomp on this to get it to move back the other way. Ordinarily, we'd go for the 50 coin, but I think we get a sense of what this challenge is about. So let's leave it in the off state in case it breaks anything. Let's check up this spot. Nothing. Okay. So that's going to suggest that you keep the bone shell up to that point, and that's going to make you leave it. Let's duck. That's going to be a scroll break. Get into that one tile, and up we go. We go with the key. Oh, I do like the looping layout of this whole thing. It's very meticulously laid out. And really quite decorative. So something important is going to happen here with this snake block lifting us up, and all these bones parachuting down, going the other way. And I see a blue track up top. Whoops, mistake. And I'm going to check this spot here, simply because we worked our way here the whole time. Very nice that we got a full fire flower despite taking damage on our way in. Like this. I guess it's going to be a kind of rocket launch. It's a rocket. We're going to get down here and start activating some of these systems. Fire flower here. I guess we should just continue. Okay, so this will be a bit of a blue skull ride. Let's... Oh, I see. Okay, so it's 3 different segments. It looks like you have 3 remaining pink coins. We may have inadvertently taken a safety coin already, but I wasn't really paying attention to that, I have to admit. Oh, I see. Okay. That's kind of neat. And now we are safe and cleared to go. And we're going to attempt to take the spring, but it's probably not a good idea. It won't let us. It won't let us do so while we are Fire Mario. Anyway, it looks like as Small Mario, we would in fact be able to take that spring. So repeatable checkpoint part 2. Yeah, we totally did take the safety coin first, which I'm sure is going to cause trouble. But we'll head up to these little space pods here. That's going to enforce the on state coming in. And then we'll go for that POW. The POW technically... Oh, I see, okay. I mean, I think I should just set this thing down. Use it as a platform. Except I might want to get rid of some of this first, given that the POW comes out as a dispenser. Yeah. Okay. Didn't get hit that time, that's nice. Okay. Let's just be a little bit more diligent about clearing the way. And we got 100 seconds left. I'm not too worried about that. Oh, whoops. That would have been a bad way to go. And let's drop the POW over here. Whoops. I said drop the POW over here. There we go. And that will break the scroll lock on that side, and we are cleared once again to see the other scroll lock. We'll be careful not to die with any of that. And yeah, we'll have to be careful about key death when we... Oh, no, no, no. I should have taken the extra flower. And we go back, and we go back. No. Should have taken that extra power up, because if we encounter key death here, that's going to be very, very unfortunate. But yeah, that serves us right for not paying attention to what was going on with the safety coin. At least here the coin is at the end of the challenge, and hopefully there isn't too much that will kill us after the challenge. Okay, nice, nuked them all at once. And we have a scroll lock break that takes us back to checkpoint screen. And yeah, that's a good workaround, I think, for you just run out of passages. Okay, let's get this for real this time. We don't have key death right at the end, but okay, here's the door. 10 seconds? Oh yeah, I guess it is going to be close time-wise. I didn't even pay attention to that. But we made it. Now, key death due to time. That would have been spectacular. Okay, I'm just going to look ahead for a moment to see what the state of my queue is. Yeah, we did unfortunately lose a few people with the disconnections earlier, but we'll hopefully have time to get through everyone remaining. Godless God did not appear to be back, so we'll probably have to skip. Red Link 66 did not appear to be back. Sort of unfortunate that we probably did lose people from the DC earlier, but at the same time, I guess the silver lining is that we'll have a manageable queue the rest of the way. Well, I don't know if I get to finish earlier. It might just mean that I wind up spending more time on levels that I otherwise would have played anyway. Narwhal, I think, had to leave us. I mean, I would have, despite the time crunch, preferred to see all of these, but we'll get to Derek. Or one more, D7BF, or QN 95G. Okay. Spin-tastic cannonballs. Okay, you did say you liked spin jump levels. And this is from late March. Spin with splendor on spherical cannonballs. But a 3-minute record on this with 5 clears. Yeah, apparently somebody does have the name Art. Now, do we need to wait for the next set? We do. Okay, maybe that was a bad idea. We should have just gone straight for it. Yeah, so in the interest of time, Derek, I don't know if we'll actually be able to finish, but if I don't, we're absolutely welcome to resubmit it another day, given that we had, unfortunately, you know, some of the time issues being caused by technical problems earlier. But we'll try to give it as fair a shot as we can. And the lower level is not going to do anything useful for us. We needed to stay on the upper level for checkpoint 1. No, it is not that bad at all, as far as declear rate goes. I mean, it says like 0.5 or so. It does not feel like a 0.5. It's one of those levels where the clear rate is probably just lower than it should be by obstacles, simply because, given the clear time I was looking at, I guess it is on the longer side. But longer and gentler is the balance I tend to prefer anyway. Where, like, lower clear rates due to longer levels, I think, are preferable to clear rates that are inflated because the levels are 10 seconds, you know? Okay, that timing felt nice and crisp in that time. That one did not, I just kind of totally missed it. Yeah, the thwomp movement caught me a little bit by surprise. I guess it would mean the part after thwomp is the part after the next checkpoint. Okay, so we'll want probably an additional bounce on the spinies there when we get there in order to take maximum advantage of the available cannonballs at that point. The jump to the next spinies, okay, yeah. Whoops. Actually, a slightly later takeoff. Okay, to my advantage here. I know, I was going a little prematurely. Hello, Lecter. Lecter, we are actually just winding down the stream because, I know it says it probably started very recently ago, but we actually had a ton of disconnections earlier, and that was the issue. Always happy to play some of yours, of course. We caught up on a few of yours over the weekend streams, in fact, including the car level that you had built. I thought was quite interesting. Yeah, it's just that we disconnected like 2 or 3 times on the stream, which was unfortunate because it meant we did lose a few people in queue, but we'll see. Hope you've been continuing to enjoy the update so far. I saw that you had been kind of reworking some things into a world. Haven't gotten a chance to look at that yet, but maybe later in the week. Nope, that was a little too ambitious. Whoops. Okay, let's do this accurately. We'll wait for the next round since we can. Nope, can't wait that long. Yeah, it's very nice to have a resurgent player base again. I've definitely seen some people coming back, and of course a lot of designers who have been here all along taking the opportunity to retool some designs and republish. I think almost all of them are finding that their experience that republishing tends to be the right decision. Like, they might be losing the clears and the plays, but they get them back pretty quickly. Now, are we going to get that extra round of cannonballs? I don't think we did that time. It was unclear to me if that had spawned on the left, a little bit off screen, and it seems like it did not. Whoops. Nope. A little too slow to do that. Pretty much need to bounce in right away. I'm still kind of planning around the spawn timing on those cannonballs when I scroll in. Huh? Yeah, I can tell you like spins. Although, Derek, I guess the ones you sent me earlier were not really so much about spins. This one definitely is. But you did say spin levels were your favorite. Yes, we got the second spawn on that side. Great, 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 great. We'll ride this out. Can we make it? No. Okay. Looks like the synchronization on those two shots would have been a little bit spread out for making it to that next set of cannonballs and taking these spinies up. Or maybe I should have just not nuked in that many cannonballs to begin with. I should have let 5 of them pass, if possible, and ridden them all the way over. It's a little bit unclear to me at first because I'm kind of playing reactively around that swamp. Yeah, we'll get on this right away so we can spawn the second set. Oh. Yeah, just bad reaction to that swamp as before. So yeah, we would have a set of 4 cannonballs that are coming in with the second shot, second volley. It's coming in from the left. And we'll just plan around that. No, bad timing, bad timing. Next, there we go. Okay, will we get a second volley? Yes, we will. So what's going to happen here is... Oh, I was planning to go over. I should have done 1 short bounce. Yeah, I can tell that some of these things were tested fast, but I'm glad the time controls on this are relaxed enough that I'm allowed to take it slow. Yeah, I do need the first set to spawn a little further before I get on board. Okay, let's wait for another shot. Whoops. Three, 4, 5, that should be enough distance. Yeah, the timings probably work better with nice, courageous jumps, but... Okay, I gave myself a little bit too much of a delay that time, but that is the strategy we're going with, is to let 4 cannonballs pass to the right side and to take them from there. Yeah, I guess the fast way might be a little better tuned. We can try it a fast way. Since that's what tuning would be designed around. We have no spawns here now, though, so... I feel like requiring the... I mean, I guess the idea was that we would have some additional cannonballs on the right side at that point. And we could just fall into on the right side of the screen. I feel like we are enough to make that, though. 2, 3. Nope, we didn't get that spawn. Okay. Yeah, I guess the idea is to ride out the ones on the right side. let's maybe be a little bit more careful about that, having seen that a few times already. Okay, it will be checkpoint 1 as soon as we get past that one high spiny that we haven't successfully landed on yet. Okay, let's try to hang left here to get the second round of spawns. Okay. Yeah, I suppose that strategy is rather tight. We'll just make a few adjustments. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that's not going to be the adjustment. You have to go over the swamp with a lot of speed and get on cannonballs in front of you. I see that that was probably the intention. Given that if I am kind of waiting for the second round slowly, I actually don't build enough momentum to get the horizontal distance I need in order to get 4 bounces up to the high spiny set. So yeah, I absolutely see how that is the design intention. Should probably actually obey that. Let's wait for another set. I see. So I'm just kind of mapping out what kind of timing adjustment I should make on that set of jumps in order to reach the cannonballs that are further to the right. Let's try to do it fast way. Oh, I suppose that would have been tuned to be done a fast way as well, right? Okay. Almost, actually. I do agree that that feels quite a bit better. I mean, we missed that time, but that actually does feel like a much more natural method. So, we'll give that another go. No, we don't want that. We want a second set, because we need that first volley to carry us over later, so we'll just let that fire. We'll take a second set. Okay, second volley. Oh no, need to hit the spinies first. Need to hit the... No, need to go over the thwomp entirely and then hit the spinies. Yeah, I see. Should not have been aiming for the thwomp like that time. Two bounces there. Almost, almost. No, it's alright. I mean, it's something that eventually would be worth trying, I think. That I would eventually had to adjust around that timing. I was kind of considering that strategy all along. 3, 4, and there we go, checkpoint. So thank you for the little bit of assistance there. I feel like I spent 2 balls way too early that occasion. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yeah, no, we needed to go left to right and then left to right. But thankfully, I have a safety net here. I don't even need to respawn. I can just let them fire all over again from the start. Yeah, let's do 2 at a time like this. Left, right. As you'll want the rightmost orbs anyway. See this little cage pattern here? Oh good, I could make that. 2, 3, 4. I feel like I should have let them pass first. Yeah, I should have let them pass to the right, because that was the only distance I was missing there. And this is... Oh, you could actually fall back down to the start there. That's okay, right after checkpoint, and that's checkpoint 2 already, and so this segment is already, like, much easier. No, let's wait. Nope. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about this segment at all, actually. I may regret saying that later on. But right now, having seen it, I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to make it through without too much trouble. Okay, let's go right to left over here. Let's do. Give us. Let's. Okay, no, I shouldn't go under. Think about how I want to do that in order to get enough distance. Maybe go over 1, like bounce on 1 and then bounce on 3. I'll think about that. I'll think about that. It does not feel tight, so. Just need to work out a better strategy. There we go. Yeah, not tight at all. Let's go down. Okay, so we'll only get to spawn that once, but it's right after the checkpoint, so we'll get to retry that quite a few times. Oh, whoops. Should actually spawn some cannonballs and then follow instructions. Now, do we actually time to spawn 2 balls? I don't think we do, but... Okay. Yeah, we'll just need to work out a firing timing. I know it's kind of 2 full taps between cannon shots. Whoops. Yeah, it's a good checkpoint placement here. Because that's one that I'll want to retry a few times. And let's try that again. Nope. Got a little high on that bounce. We should let the cannonball drift just a little bit lower. Nope, we should not miss it. I actually do kind of want it that low because it's sort of a low ceiling that you're dealing with there anyway, so... There we go. Dude, let's time this out properly. Firing, 1 tap. 1 tap. Taps. There we go. Oh, whoops. Didn't see that coming. Should have given that an opportunity to spawn. I mean, I guess when the concept of the level is built around wide gaps like that, that would be... I think that would be challenging to plan against in terms of giving me enough time to see that scroll in, because the way you are building the challenges around bouncing on multiple cannonballs does mean that I'm going to be scrolling wide at any given time, and so I don't know how else you would flag that and still have the cannonballs arrive at a decent time. So of course you did say that you had planned this whole thing around being able to go fast. Yeah, and I probably should have gone fast if I had a timing like that. Yeah, overall the actual challenges here are quite fine. There are one or two things, of course, that, you know, I couldn't necessarily read blindly in terms of figuring out where the cannonballs are going to take me next. But that's just a result of using lots of space on the camera. And I think usually if I see those once in this level, then it's easy to plan around from there. And it's just a matter of executing the timings themselves. So, whoops. Yeah, way too high. Bumping my head quite a bit. No, what do we say? We want it to go lower. Have to keep that in mind and remember it. Okay, no. Overcompensating slightly. Let's try that again. We'll eventually nail that, and I'm sure everything will just fall into place readily. I mean, this is one of the easier things to do in the level. It's just making that adjustment, not choking too badly. Yeah, I wound up far enough to the left on the spinies that time that I did not want to take the first jump there. Oh, forgot about that again. Yeah, it does seem like you are building this around a very precise expectation of the player not stalling and just constantly going forward. I think something like coin trails might have, not trails necessarily, but a few coin placements might have helped in terms of setting expectations where things are going to fire. Simply because you were building quite wide. But we're dealing with it. There we go, yeah. That does feel like a very low ceiling on those, but I guess the cannons do have to dangle from somewhere. I wonder how that setup would feel if the cannon placement were just higher. Like, I don't know if the balls just come too late for those purposes, but right now they seem to come a little bit too early, and the low ceiling height does pose a little bit of a limitation on its own. Okay, let's wait for this one probably. Oh no, they're out of sync. And yeah, it's just past this and then on to the next spiny and then to finish. Oh, did you file a character change? I'm sorry. That was a minute ago, right? Okay, yeah. Toad time, yeah. Let's take care of that. It will take effect in the next attempt. I'm sorry, I usually catch those very promptly. But we will... I mean, it'll activate on the next attempt, so... Toad time, not Toadette. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I think I'm still a little bit rattled by all the network issues we had earlier today, and so... not doing good things to my attentiveness. Okay, so Toad will take effect starting on the next level, and we'll keep him for the duration of the level. So, thank you for that. I will mark that as redeemed at the same time. Yeah, thank you for that. Like I said, I mean, you've heard my comments on the kind of visibility in that stage to some extent, but I think the setups in general felt fine. It was very clear what the stumbling block in the first segment was, and you know about that already. So let's move on in the queue. Okay, I'm glad we got Toad in time for your submission then. So we will, as requested, keep Toad for that level. M50, S5J, I think I read that correctly. Yeah, 3RG. Hey, bullets, Bonanza. Fly like a bell and get to the flag in style. Very low number of clears, but we will give it as many fair attempts as we reasonably have time for. Let me just check the state of the queue to see how we're doing. Yeah, there's just one after you. So we'll take our time on it. And actually, I think the person after you is not online right now, so we may have the flexibility to spend a little bit longer than usual on this. And yeah, the nice thing about clear conditions is that I guess if the power-ups and the safety platforms are available, we will get a chance to practice. This could very well be the last one we play today, and if it is, then we'll see if we can take our time. Not too much time, I'm afraid, because I am already way over my usual schedule just because of dealing with all the disconnects earlier, but thank you so much for sticking around and for redeeming the Toad request. And we'll try to put in a decent effort. Oh, I see, okay. So you need to fire off the jump button as soon as you land in that. And then it's just a bunch of tight corners from here. Interestingly, I think a wall jump might be useful here, like that. And wall jump, wall jump. Yeah, luckily when I first saw the bullet hat on the night that the patch dropped, I spent like about an hour just playing around with wall jumps with it. And I found that I actually have a surprising amount of trouble with the timing of the input sometimes in terms of not blasting my way into the wall, because there is a little bit of an adjustment you need to make in order to get the wall jump to fire off, right? I think in the way you press into the wall, that's usually the big difference, where some of the instincts you have for wall jumps and when to release the jump button need to be adjusted. But I mean, the interesting bomb in the beginning, by the way. Let's take a look at this thing. I see. Okay, so yeah, we'll loop around there later, and that will be some kind of on-off setup. Probably going right to left, hitting the bomb, and then opening passageways. Whatever comes next on a bit of a timer. So let's explore forward a little bit. So we'll want to slam into these switches. Oh, how did I do that? I didn't think I hit it. Didn't know I hit it, in fact. I didn't boost. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. But I assume the intention was to blast the on-off switches and then fall into an additional bullet and then do this next series of jumps here. Let's figure out what to do with this skip squeak. Whoops. Skip squeak looks challenging. I actually don't know how to deal with the skip squeak, but I assume that we'd actually need to go on the upper rung here and bounce on top of it. Like basically, you know, come back here, boost, and then have enough distance to have the skip squeak come back down when we are in mid boost, and then land on top of it and then continue. At that time, the on-off state will be set to off, so we'd also have to be careful with the spikes. That requires us to bounce on the skip squeak because the spikes make a wall jump unavailable. Okay, so let's blast this thing. Oh, I didn't know how that happened, actually. I guess it worked. Whoops. let's see what's up here. Scout. Okay, so this will be a wall jump segment. Okay, so bounce off to skip quick. Boost to the left. A boost to the left with... No, we should be able to climb into this, actually, to interrupt. Rather than try to wall jump, because I think this spot here might be a little bit tight. So we'll just try to do that up input, climb, boost to the left. Looks like we can just kind of do a soft drop here. Maybe. Might be easier to wall slide. No, that's going to be a soft drop. What on earth is this? Okay, so based on the on-off state, the bomb is timed. We know that we come here with that on-off state. And so this tells us that we need to wall jump back and forth. Fairly tight window with the bullet. Wall jumping back and forth allows us to wait for the bomb to go off. We then drop here. And just kind of like use the boost to go down diagonally. More wall jumps, and then how do we get that? Some kind of P-switch timing is going to go on. I don't think I saw what it was. Oh no, I think these are just markers for the pattern. Jump, boost, you jump, boost, jump, and into a block. And then we need to go right away. Oh, so much for that. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. See how much of that we can actually execute after scouting ahead. Yeah, one-sided wall jumps. I was playing with some of those as well. I'm kind of glad to see a level that uses them already and tests them. Wasn't good at doing them consistently at all. I mean, you can see how I'm doing with wall jumps here already. But it definitely occurred to me that if you build just wide enough, or even if you build kind of tightly like you did here, that would be a distinct possibility of the new bullet had. Okay, I don't even know how we activated some of these on-offs last time. Might be by timer. Looks like it is by timer. No, too low. And we lost our burst already. But it's okay if we lose our burst, because that's what the refreshes of the bullets down low are for. That they should give us a full recharge every time you touch the power-up. So it is actually necessary, even if we lose the... Even if the on-off is kind of activated by itself, it is necessary to touch the power-ups just to get enough of a boost again and fuel. Let's touch one. We need enough height to get up to the top level. And then I wanted to head over to the tree, and I think the tree will also give us a refresh. So, do that again. I assumed that the faster way was to ram into the switch. I thought that was the solution initially. I was actually kind of surprised to see that it would give you a timer-based solution as well. And yeah, the bullet was kind of sputtering there. Okay. No, we touched the ground. That was bad. Let's try to execute this anyway, though, and just practice it. Right, as you said, the timer-based one was unintentional because of the crammed space. I see. Okay, yeah, I should have burst into that, but that's okay. We'll take it. Nope. Missed. Whatever, we'll see if we can learn the flight paths for this stuff here. I believe the tree should give us the refresh. Oh, that's... Oh, I see. No, I needed to wall jump into this before it gets blown up. Yeah. No, that was a total miss. This came in way too low to begin with. We'll take it, we'll take it. No, should have dropped into it. I thought I would have just enough room between myself and the ceiling to land on it safely, but I think I actually need to make that landing and then get a high bounce. No, that's a miss. Sputter, sputter, sputter. That's how his spread is sputtered. Okay, let's... Here on this side. Climb. Very nice. Okay, let's think ahead here. We need to get a... We need to drop a little bit. Let's not be too far off camera. And then we need to hit a wall jump on the blue blocks. Go up. No, we messed it up. Okay, we'll practice this. Yeah, I need to jump a little lower off the tree, I think, because then that way I won't be off screen, because being off screen makes that way harder than it needs to be. Alright. Nope. Needed to get into more height first. Nope. Okay. Alright, let's wait for that. Drop. Boost. Climb. Let's go a little low on the tree. No, not like that. Okay, we almost got it. That is a challenging drop, but a doable one. And up we go again. I think this strategy worked quite well in terms of having a slightly lower start. Maybe not that low a start because we need a bit of a jump. We need a little bit of a drop arc that will work. And yeah, I think there's not really much we can do about just sliding down off that wall. I mean, no, I think we actually do have to drop accurately. But determining what that drop arc is going to be a major challenge on that corner. Getting a little bit better at the wall jumps at least. Nope. Going a little low into the skip squeak and bounced way too high. Oh, whoops. And yeah, I know we should probably practice onward so we can see the second half, but I want to at least execute the first half before we continue with that. Nope. Okay, we'll do the climb. I like that whole interaction coming into the climb. That's feels great every time I do it. No. Flub the wall jump, and I don't think we really got enough height there anyway. Although the double wall jump would have saved us. Like, as long as we land the wall jump there, I think we're fine. Okay. And yeah, we're continuing to do that the cheesy way, but I don't mind. Okay, we'll just kind of drift over here for a bit. Let the bomb go off, and then we'll try to do that single wall jump pattern. Okay, no, we have to drop safely out of that jump first. Probably slide and then... No, actually probably the wall jump and then do a reversal over here. I think that's probably better than trying to drop directly. Wall jump, reverse. Okay. Okay, so let's try this again. Getting better at some of this stuff, at least. Whoa, no. Getting better at some of it. Certainly not all of it. And then, oh, no. Okay, wall jump. Refresh. Wait out the cheese timer. And then, wait, way too low. Way too low. I think I'm fine without a clear video, to be honest. I have actually been enjoying figuring out the obstacles one by one, but thanks for the offer. I find that when I'm streaming, I don't really tend to look up clear videos like when I'm actually playing. I might afterwards to something that I'm really failing miserably on. But I actually really like the problem-solving element of reading a level. I know that some players don't, like if they're very execution-oriented and they're focused on the clear, that they don't necessarily do that, but I enjoy figuring it out. I came in too low here. I need to probably boost again at this height. So, because let's see how low I can afford to go. Yeah, really need the top tile here. Need to hit the top tile. Otherwise, I won't make it. But yeah, no, thanks for the offer to the clear video, though. It's, I'm sure this level looks really cool to finish. And honestly, like, I'm having enough fun with it, practicing it, that even if I don't finish it this stream, I'd be happy to give it another try on another date. It's one that I think I'd be quite willing to do. Might even do it in one of my backlog sessions, like when it's not viewer levels, so I can grind at it for a bit longer. But in terms of like a kind of bullet wall jump level, I've been waiting for a good test of that, like this one, where it's not really terribly tight, it's just that it requires you to you know, understand what you're doing. And because I was already thinking after the first few bullet levels I had seen that, you know, with people doing these little horizontal passages where you just kind of drop and reverse and drop and reverse, that the bullet style platforming could become formulaic quite quickly. But then I see some of the interesting drops and wall jump setups in this, and actually I think it's still pretty interesting. But let's refresh on a tree again. Nice. Oh no, not so nice. Yeah, so I am enjoying this one quite a bit. Giving me a lot of valuable practice for more bullet levels to come. I will say that in terms of precision levels in the new patch, the boomerang suit has been the absolute MVP. Like, the boomerang levels have just been crazy fun. Okay, so we had the right pattern that time, we just didn't get the wall jumps. I don't know if you've had too much of a chance to play with that yet as a maker. It seems like worked out quite a lot about the bullet hat behavior. But yeah, as far as precision challenges go, like some of the boomerang levels I've seen are crazy. And world record on a 20-second speedrun. Okay, well done. Let's hope we have enough fuel to get to the tree, and yes we do. Nice save there. Let's go back to the tree. I like being able to go back to the tree for a refresh when I messed that one up. Whoops. Lowered a little bit too early on that wall jump. I will at least try to clear this segment, even if I can't retain the clear condition for the whole level past that. I feel like if I can at least get through this segment with the clear condition intact, I'll feel like that's, you know, a reasonable amount of progression for at least this segment. So let's go back. And it's another shot. Which I suppose it's appropriate for the bullet hat to be thinking about levels and retrying them as giving them another shot. Not sure what the equivalent would be for the other power-ups. I guess what a boomerang would be, like you're taking another crack at it or something, right? Taking a swing at it, taking a crack. If it's the propeller suit, you would say, I'm going to give that another spin. If it's the cannon hat, you would say, I'm going to play that again because I'm having a blast. What other new power-ups do we have? If it's the Goomba hat, which was actually the focus of the one level that I've made post-patch, you would fail repeatedly and then say, I'm going to pretend you didn't see that. We'll have to figure out what the equivalents will be for SMB2. By the end of this series of attempts on this level, we'll have a whole bunch more to work with. But yeah, I think that covers it all, right? Propeller, Goomba, bullets, boomerang. I feel like we missed one. Cannon. And, I feel like I'm forgetting a boxy one, though. Oh, the POW. Yes, the red POW. I guess the red POW would be that you say, I'm going to retry this because I'm in the zone. No, that's not, doesn't quite work. In the blast zone. Okay, that's a failure. Yeah, we'll give this a few more attempts. I would like to at least clear the first segment with the clear condition, as I said before. But we'll see how realistic that is. Because unfortunately, I am a little bit constrained in terms of how long I can run the stream today, so... we will see. Let's let the bomb go off, and let's figure out how to drift down and get that wall jump. No, we just forgot to do the pull back. Forgot to do it. But we're very nearly through. Very nearly. Okay. Alright, let's wait for Mr. Skipsqueak. No. That was just a bad jump location. Nope, that was quite bad. I need a little bit more lead time in order to land on it properly. Okay, that's a bad attempt. Nope. Nope. And let's see that again. Starting to reach that peak where we're losing progress on stuff we've already solved, though, which may be a sign. Okay, we lost quite a bit of fuel on that one. Nope. Gotta do a nice landing on it that has a bit of a pullback. And we'll get it. Right. Drop. There we go. The tree. Drop. Wall jump? Nope. Kind of suspected I was going to crash into that. Yeah, I think we will definitely stop when I nail the first segment. If I nail the first segment. We may continue learning this at another point. Yeah, I would like to at least master everything up to the key, though. I feel like we've made reasonable progress in terms of understanding what we've seen so far. Nope. Yeah, the issue with that mistake that I'm making there is that I am kind of pulling back a bit to get that wall jump to go into that segment. And then I'm not pulling left again fast enough to execute the wall jump onto blue blocks. Basically, I'm not moving left fast enough to actually press into that wall and anticipate it as much as I need to in order to get the wall jump nailed down. So this is good. I'm appreciating the practice and, you know, getting these bullet mechanics down. And that's what I found with a lot of the levels, you know, in these early days of the patches. And that, of course, people are seeing a lot of these for the first time. They're learning the mechanics as they go. A lot of these levels will not seem so hard as people become familiar with them, just as was initially the case, I think, with Link to some extent. Certainly with some of the additions in Maker 2, like using claws and bone shells. It's just going to come from familiarity, and so, like, I don't mind at all that I've played so many levels that work very well as training levels. And in 3D World specifically, I enjoyed a lot of those early on with the cat suit. Like, I played a lot of very advanced cat tech training levels back in July of last year. And they gave me a very similar feeling. And of course, a lot of them were also reached the goal without landing after leaving the ground, because they wanted to take advantage of things like the climbing abilities and the various dives and the way certain states would reset, so it's kind of nice to be playing new levels again that bring back that feeling of, like, just trying to figure out how everything works and hopefully just becoming better at this in the long run. Alex, the Mario Maker has been great. The stream itself has been terrible because we disconnected like 3 times. And so unfortunately we, you know, did have to lose some people from the queue. We did have to interrupt some things a little bit earlier than we otherwise would have. We just had probably the worst day of technical problems I've had since I started streaming on Twitch. And that's almost entirely because of a home internet issue on my end that I'll just need to get sorted out. But the levels have been great. The submissions we've had have been excellent. I really do want to get back to more of them and probably catch up on more of my regulars as well, like, you know, on one of the backlog days, like on the weekend streams, because I know that you've been building quite quickly, Alex. Like, I've seen several of your levels come up already, and it's too bad that you haven't been able to catch me on the viewer submission day yet. I assume that you've been around on Twitch and sending your levels to some other streamers as well, and so I hope they've been enjoying them and that your designs have been going over well. Okay. Never seen a mask explode, but someone's still grabbing the tree. Yeah, well, guess we know what kind of priority that follows. Yeah, if you just kind of bump yourself a little bit too low there on the lowest tile, like that protrudes just far enough to make that particular combination an issue. I'm glad at least I'm making most of these wall jumps safely. Like, it took a while when playing around with this item initially just to get that down. I was exploding out of so many wall jumps. Okay. Felt like my feet were dragging there, but... Ah, no. Yeah, I just am not repressing this fast enough. I'll show you this if the bomb doesn't go off too soon. Yeah, okay, so I've got the first jump now. I'm just finding it difficult to get back into the rhythm of wall jumping once I swing around with the bullet in the corner immediately preceding that. So let's get back over here. And let's try this again. Yeah, this will, I'm pretty sure, be the last thing we do today. There was one person queued after that did not come back after the DC. Oh, I forgot to do the tree reset that time. The tree reset had saved me on so many occasions, and we just forgot it. So. And yeah, I guess this is just the first segment, and that with a clear condition that we will have no checkpoints. So that's alright. Like, we don't have to feel like we have, you know, learned everything up to CP1 and CP2 and have to redo it next time or something. We are just kind of progressing with this bit by bit. But it would be very nice to hit the warp box given how closely we have come. Okay, get the climb. Get a bit of a low jump. Okay, let's reset that. All the energy we can get. Ah, no. Same mistake. Yeah, Fruity, welcome back. We actually are closed up for today. I know it says that we've probably only been on for about an hour or so, but that's because we recovered from several disconnections earlier in the stream. So we actually have been online for quite a while and past my usual schedule. But I hope we do see more from you. So thank you for dropping by and attempting that anyway. Nope, just missed the tree entirely, and I've been fairly good about grabbing the tree, and I don't make that mistake very often. No, way too low. Way too low. Okay. Let's go again. Let's drop, wall jump, and you know what? We're still alive because we have the bullet refresh. Oh no, okay. Oh, I see, okay. So we actually do need to wait for the spike wall to let us down. And then we need to dodge the Goomba hats. That's a neat little thing. That's neat. And then hit the warp block in the bottom left. Okay, so like I said, I know it feels terribly close at this point because we just needed to get past the drop and the Goomba pattern to the right. But I was going to take this up to the first warp block, and I did so. I would love to come back to this one and finish it. And I would also love to see more submissions in future streams, so I do hope... Oh, it's not at the end anyway. Okay, that's fine. That's great. That just means that we have lots to look forward to when we come back to this. And I see that there's a 1 minute 17 clear time on it anyhow, so we're some ways off. But this part 1 of this level has been quite fun, so thank you for that submission. And I hope you will be back for either this level or more. So I'll just do a soft remove on it. Would love to see this one back. We'll do one last check to see if the last person in queue was able to come back. I don't think they were. Okay, the Memer Boy. Give them a minute to confirm, but I assume they're not here, and therefore I will probably just be taking off in a minute and sending you folks off to a raid. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me today. Thank you especially to those of you who decided to stick with us past the disconnections. Trudy Fruity, I also picked up that wave from Corey's stream yesterday. Let's see if I can pull up that emote in my chat and just give you a wave back. As Corey was quite gracious towards my level as well when I showed it to him yesterday, and the gift subs were flying everywhere, so... Anyway, once again, very grateful to those of you who stuck around past the frequent disconnections we had today. We will hopefully have that addressed in the future and not have that hit us quite so badly. But I appreciate the sort of community's trust in me to come back and recover from that very much. So, thank you for not deserting, and in return I will try to send you folks somewhere very interesting. So, just a minute while I scan around to see whose Mario programming is on, and what else might be on. And thank you for watching. Have a good day.